During the final encore of Jin's surprise appearance at Jungkook's solo concert in Osaka, a quiet but electric moment passed between the two BTS members, one that lasted only seconds, but was enough to send the internet into a frenzy. As the lights dimmed and confetti rained from the rafters, Jungkook turned toward the side of the stage. There, standing in understated black and a faint smile, was Jin, his older brother, his young, and now, perhaps, the key to something much larger. They locked eyes. Jungkook's smile faltered for just a second, softening. Jin simply nodded, not saying a word, but something unspoken passed between them. Fans caught it, and they haven't stopped talking since. What was meant to be a heartfelt moment of support between two brothers has now become one of the most analyzed scenes in BTS fandom history. Was it just mutual admiration? Or were they signaling something more? The Osaka stop of Jungkook's Golden Tour was already emotional. It marked one of the final performances before all BTS members officially complete military service, and fans expected tears, hugs, and a possible tribute to the group's long journey. But no one expected Jin, who had just wrapped a series of private rehearsals in Seoul, to appear unannounced in the final moments of the show. Wearing no mic and offering no performance, Jin simply walked out onto the stage during the final encore song, "Still With You." Jungkook froze mid-sentence, clearly caught off guard. He walked over, gave Jin a brief embrace, and continued singing, voice cracking, eyes shimmering. But it was what happened just after the song ended that made fans lean in. After the final note faded, Jungkook turned again toward Jin. The crowd erupted in cheers. Jin raised his hand in a gentle wave. Jungkook offered a smile, then blinked as though trying to memorize the moment. Jin nodded slowly, lips slightly parted, but said nothing. There was a beat of silence, a breath. The kind you take when something's ending or beginning to. Army noticed. Within minutes, fan cams and slowed-down video clips began circulating online. Hashtags like #JinKookSignal, #OsakaGlance, and #BTS Reunion Clue trended in South Korea, Japan, and globally. While nothing was said directly, the interaction was unmistakably intimate, quiet, honest, and heavy with shared history. Some fans believe the interaction was a subtle confirmation that BTS's long-awaited full group return is imminent. The timing fits. All members are set to be discharged by mid-2025, and Jin has already resumed public activities. Jungkook's tour concludes next week, and RM recently hinted during a live stream that something big is coming this summer. Could that silent moment in Osaka have been a prelude to an announcement? A non-verbal pact that they'll soon be on stage together again, not as soloists, but as BTS? Others speculate that the moment had a different kind of finality. Perhaps it was a goodbye to the solo chapter. A respectful nod from Jungkook to Jin, a thank you for showing up, for holding the line, for being the first to go, and the first to come back. Perhaps that glance meant, it's your turn now. Let's go home. Did you see the way Jungkook looked at Jin? That wasn't just thank you for coming. That was, are you ready to do this again? One fan posted on X, another wrote, Jin didn't have to say a single word. That one look said everything. He's proud of Jungkook, and I think they both know it's time. Countless fan edits, slowed videos, and theory threads have emerged, analyzing every frame of the interaction. Some are even speculating that the choice of Still With You, a solo track written by Jungkook during BTS's initial hiatus, was deliberate. He was never singing it alone. One caption read under a clip of the two sharing that glance. And yet, beyond all the speculation and analysis, what truly made that silent moment between Jin and Jungkook in Osaka so unforgettable was its raw humanity. In a world where idols are often expected to be larger than life, always polished, always scripted, that glance reminded fans that BTS is, at its core, a story about real people. People who have grown up together, endured military separations, felt the sting of uncertainty, and found their way back to each other. Jin and Jungkook, standing on opposite ends of the spotlight, carried a history too deep to explain in words. That look wasn't just support, it was trust. It was memory. It was a shared understanding that no matter how far they go individually, their bond as brothers and bandmates remains unshakable. The fact that neither of them needed to say anything made the moment even more powerful. Jungkook didn't announce Jin. Jin didn't take the mic. And yet, somehow, that quiet exchange spoke louder than any comeback poster or teaser could. It felt like a promise for longtime fans. It was also deeply emotional. They remembered Jin holding Jungkook's hand backstage during BTS's early tours, encouraging him before big performances. They remembered Jungkook crying during the group's first Daesang win, and Jin gently placing a hand on his back. And now, years later, in a stadium filled with tens of thousands, that bond hadn't changed. If anything, it had only deepened. Industry watchers, too, are beginning to pay attention to what these subtle signals mean. BTS isn't just reuniting after a hiatus, they're evolving. And the Osaka moment could very well be the quiet unveiling of that evolution. A sign that the group's return will not be flashy for the sake of spectacle, but meaningful, intentional, and emotionally driven. AS fans await the July 1st livestream, where all 7 members will appear live together for the first time in nearly 3 years. Many believe the reunion has already begun. Not with a formal press release, not with an explosive music video, but with a single look between 2 brothers on stage, under the lights of Osaka. Whether that moment was a signal of a comeback, a closing chapter, or something in between, one truth lingers: BTS never needed words to move millions. Sometimes, all it takes is a glance that carries the weight of a decade, the hope of what's next, and the quiet reassurance that they're still with us. In the days following the Osaka encore, the intensity of speculation has only grown stronger. International media outlets began picking up the story, not because anything was confirmed, but precisely because nothing was. That silence, that loaded pause between Jin and Jungkook, was more than ambiguity. It was invitation. An invitation for fans to lean in, to wonder, to feel. Billboard Korea ran a feature headlined, "The Power of Stillness: How Jin and Jungkook Rekindled the BTS Flame Without a Word." Japanese newspapers covering the concert highlighted Jin's presence as a symbolic handover, the veteran Hyung returning to stand beside the Maknae at the edge of a new era. Even Western pop culture blogs known for quick soundbites took time to break down the Osaka glance, calling it one of the most emotionally resonant, unscripted moments in K-pop since BTS's hiatus began. And then came the fan theories: artful, detailed, and deeply emotional. Some pointed out that the Osaka Dome was the same venue BTS performed at during one of their last full tours in Japan before the pandemic. Others connected the timing of Jin's return to the group's planned reunion schedule, noting that he appeared not just to support Jungkook, but to mark the shift from solo back to group identity. One particularly viral post claimed that look between Jin and Jungkook wasn't accidental. It was a reset, like saying, "We've made it through, now let's begin again, together." Even fellow idols and celebrities began referencing the moment subtly. A well-known Korean actor posted a clip of the glance on his Instagram story with the caption, "That kind of bond, it's real." Another singer, a longtime fan of BTS, tweeted, "If you've ever had someone silently believe in you, you know what that glance meant." What's most fascinating is that neither Jin nor Jungkook has publicly addressed the moment. No behind-the-scenes video, no social media post, not even a caption. It's as if they're allowing the moment to breathe, untouched and sacred, something too pure to explain. And perhaps that's the magic of BTS. While other artists drop hints through marketing campaigns and flashy teasers, BTS often chooses something deeper. Their storytelling lives in glances, lyrics, pauses, and shared memories. They trust their fans not just to watch, but to understand. That's why the Osaka moment feels so heavy with meaning. Whether it was the start of the new BTS chapter or simply an honest exchange between 2 people who've been through everything together, it reminded the world why BTS continues to matter. Because in a world driven by noise, hype, and spectacle, BTS still knows how to move the world with silence. And somewhere in that silence, in that 5-second glance beneath the falling confetti of a sold-out stadium, was the quiet heartbeat of a comeback that doesn't need to announce itself. It's already begun. And if Jin and Jungkook have taught us anything, it's that when BTS moves, even in silence, the whole world listens.